why don't we give him something to watch?
Hi, I'm Jade,
I'm Anabelle.
and welcome to our show. Before we begin, I want to say that today's episode is about DTF St. Louis, and it has some pretty sensitive subjects. So for those who have sensitivities to suicide, loneliness, depression, I would say move along maybe. It's a little bit heavier than I anticipated it would be. But with that, let's get into it.
I just want to start by saying that Jade picked this show.
Let's start at the beginning. Okay, you said you're not going to like this show. I said, oh no. And so I started it with my husband because he wanted to watch it with me. You said at least watch episode 2. So I started episode 1. I thought it wasn't half bad, so I was going to watch episode 2 no matter what. My husband didn't like it already. He was like, it's really boring. I don't like it. I was like,
exactly
well,
what I was going to say.
I'm going to watch episode 2 no matter what. So he didn't watch it with me. I watched it alone. I don't know what you thought I was going to get out of that. I got nothing. So I was like, absolutely not. There's no way that I can finish this show. So I looked up spoilers. I was going to watch the last episode. And then for you, because then I was curious, okay, I hate this show. You hate it when I DNF stuff. If I finish this, I wonder if my outlook will change. Like I had that in my head.
Which is always my reasoning for you to finish.
Yeah. So I continued to watch it. I didn't watch it super intensely. I didn't watch it with,
Focus.
But I don't watch shows anyways with focus. So it was the same way I would have watched.
Don't tell us your opinion yet.
I'm just saying. I would have watched it the same way I would have watched anything. So this started as a DNF for me, but I watched it to prove a point. And I'm excited to get into it because now you can't bitch at me that I didn't watch the show. I did watch the show.
I'm very excited.
So let's get into the first question. Who was your favorite character?
If anyone says anyone other than Floyd, I will take you down.
Oh, I'm going to bury you 6 feet under. Agreed.
What?
Agreed.
You just agreed?
No, I agree. I said like, yes, if anybody disagrees with you, I agree.
Oh, thank goodness. I was like, you're going to bury me 6 feet under because you're going to shock me with who you like.
No.
Yeah.
Floyd was the only likable character, in my opinion, in the show.
And here's what I think about Floyd, too. He could have been written or acted in a way that made him, like just weak, and you're just like, ugh, get a backbone, right?
Yeah,
like
sure.
He could have been portrayed in a way where you just don't like him. But he was so, like, the words that, they wrote and the portrayal of him, he was just so sweet and innocent in my, like, I was like, is maybe something a little wrong with him? Because how do you live in this world and be this person?
I think that was definitely the writer's point.
Yeah.
I think if he had been any other way, we wouldn't have felt how we felt towards him the entire series.
Yeah.
And you were instantly made to dislike, I want to say, not dislike all the other characters, but distrust them because of how Floyd was portrayed, which was just a big teddy bear.
100%.
Just this lovable character, and you're like, who could ever hate him?
Yeah,
and this
or hurt him or anything.
Yeah, exactly. And this series is about that, about how a person who's so nice, so kind, who just wants to be a decent human being, wants to teach, his stepson how to be a good person. And then right off the first episode, he's dead.
Yeah.
Murdered.
Yep.
And you're like, who could ever do such a thing?
Yeah.
To him. So that should have been like, oh, wow, I want to see what happens next. It wasn't for me.
It's not just that it's a lot of dialogue and kind of slow, like as you're watching the episodes, a way that was very real life like. And I think it was harder to maybe get into in some points because of the way the characters are made. He's so extremely likable. And then, like you mentioned, other people are portrayed very heavily. Like each person was portrayed very heavily in whatever the stereotype was for each person.
For sure.
There was no Well, are they, aren't they?
For sure. Which character did you trust the most?
I think from the get-go, I would say Floyd,
Yeah.
literally the only one. Everyone else, I mean, not to say Jason Bateman is so comfortable playing certain characters.
Oh my god, he's so good at, like
He's so good.
he has such a range.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's just incredible. It's incredible to watch.
And so for him, I already kind of start off a little just because it's Jason Bateman.
Yeah.
So I start off already a little bit wondering, do I trust this person or not? But Floyd, 100%. From
Well,
beginning to end, he never changed.
from beginning to end, he never changed. I would totally agree. Let's talk a little bit about that. Did any of your opinions of the characters change in the episode? So you say Floyd stayed the same.
Mhm.
Yes, Floyd stayed the same because really we were just watching him going through these episodes as they
Well,
try to figure out who murdered Floyd.
yeah, and the way it's filmed, we have to get
Yes.
into that. I thought that was incredibly well done.
And see, I hated it. I don't like it when shows start off with a bang
Mhm.
and then take you back into the past and then bring you back to the forefront and then back and forth back. And I like to figure out what happens. Like I don't want to know what happens and then figure out how it happened.
Well, I think, oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like
Yes.
I
I
don't like knowing.
I think, well, we don't know anything, in my
Well, we
opinion, in
know
the
he's dead.
beginning. We know he's dead.
I don't like that because
But they did a lot of reveals that when you look back, and I don't wanna get into it in case we're getting too far into it, which is a pet peeve of Jade's. She wants me to just stay in the beginning.
stay in the line.
So, I think when you see different things will happen in the series, and, like, for example, somebody always goes to Jamba Juice, and you think, "Oh, look, this person's always there. They always get the same thing." Cut to when they redo the scene in a different way, you find out that's not how it actually was. So to me, that's what got me. The
Sure.
differences in the
Yeah, each point of view, because the
yeah.
episodes don't necessarily, like, focus on different people, but they
Mm-mm.
do have a center
'Cause really,
spot.
Clark is the center because he's telling the story to the police.
I would say every other character, to me, changed during
100%.
each episode. Carol was the biggest one for me in the sense of, like, when you do see her, you're like, "Oh, she's just this really hot looking wife with this
Mhm.
really nice dude who's stepdaddy to her son." So you almost expect her, yeah, of course she's gonna cheat. Duh.
Right, right.
Like, and of course it's gonna be with Clark because he's handsome and
Yeah, and the way that Floyd portrays himself also is he's very down on himself. He's
yes.
not happy. He hates the way he looks. He feels unattractive, and she's not interested in being with him.
Yeah.
And 100% Carol, she's portrayed as the villain from episode 1.
Yeah, from that
She's
very beginning.
so terrible in the way she's being framed in the portrayal of her,
Yeah.
right? She just everything she says and does, she's not a nice person. And also what I didn't pick up till, about midway through is, when she's jogging and listening to,
Oh,
uh,
those, like,
self-help?
self-help?
Yeah. So every time someone would address her, especially the police, she would so inappropriately use these techniques that were taught for the business world where she'd say, "Speak up." And she'd keep
Yes.
going, "Speak up." And at first I thought, "Is she a wacko?" I was so confused.
You just told me what happened because I the entire time, and I'm like, "Damn, this bitch,
Because
she just really out here, like, I
yes.
can't fucking hear you, speak up." Like, she's trying to take control of the situation.
Mhm.
But
But see,
really,
this
I
is a
guess it's just
reveal.
because it's just yeah, so
So it's another reveal. That's what I'm saying. So you're watching it one way, your head's being filled with all this information, you make a decision, right?
yeah.
Then, as people are talking and interviewing and all this stuff happens, and you're backtracking a little bit, you start to realize, oh, she's been trying to get better. So she's using this self help stuff. She's not smart enough to use it correctly. But whenever she's uncomfortable, she tries to put herself in the power dynamic and being the one in charge.
Yeah, she doesn't wanna lose herself to
Yeah, but it's in such an uncomfortable way.
yeah, it was terrible. It made you think, I mean, I hated her. I
Yes,
hated
I
her
did
through
not like
and
her.
I really, really, really loved in the last episode, which is again why I don't we'll get into it, but in the last episode when the little umpire president's like, "Oh, I gave her umpire of the year."
Yes.
And he explained why, and, like, you were like, "Holy shit, she's just a human being.
Yeah.
She's just a mom who's tired and exhausted."
And we were only
I still didn't like her.
yeah. I mean, the end result is we still didn't like her because as you get into it, she's trying to get Clark to do all these things as her lover, right?
Yes.
Like to do things for Floyd, like, oh, Floyd is going to want to have life insurance so
I
he
know,
doesn't
that was
stress.
so fucking
So
random.
you're just thinking, okay, they're going to kill him or
Yeah,
she's going to
like,
kill him
she's, like,
because you already
planting
know
the
he's dead.
seeds, yeah.
So now you're thinking, okay, it's either just her and Clark,
Yep.
or it's
I would say her
crazy.
character, to me, changed the most,
Yes.
for
Oh
sure.
yeah.
Who did you pick?
Both Clark and Carol, because
Tell me about
we
Clark.
already talked about Carol, but so Clark at the beginning, first of all, I thought it was interesting and it was the difference between their relationship. So Clark and his wife, they have two girls. He's involved in their lives. Clark and his wife are always high-fiving each other, and it's just odd. I get where you like, "Good job, high five," but it was for everything. He'd come in the house, "How was work?" High five. He'd hang out with the girls, high five. And then you had the other side of Floyd and Carol where they were just miserable. Like,
Yeah.
they didn't talk to each other, they did their own thing. And Clark came off as this successful he was a meteorologist, so he's really successful in his local news, billboards of him everywhere, beautiful house, girls, wife. And then you realize he truly is deep down a lonely person, also suffers from anxiety. He needs the friendship. You don't realize this at first, but he needs the friendship as much as Floyd does. Because in the beginning, in that first episode, when they're on the swings, and he says to Floyd, "Oh, did you hear about DTF St. Louis?"
Mhm.
I thought, this guy just wants to cheat on his wife and he wants somebody to go with him. Then a couple of episodes later, when they start doing all these flashbacks, I thought, no, he's trying to get Floyd in trouble by getting Floyd to do it. Then I thought, no, he wants to sleep with Floyd's wife. That's why he recommended it. So then he doesn't feel guilty. So I'm thinking,
You
oh,
went all over the place.
I was like, there's a million reasons why he got Floyd to participate in this. And then all this stuff that comes out. It's really hard to talk about this show without being really specific because there's a lot of stuff that happens, but it was so
Yeah, it
well
was
done.
very, very, like, specific each episode.
Oh, yeah.
And
You literally have to
and
go
it's all
rewatch them.
connected.
Hmm.
That's why it's hard to, like, yeah, to try to keep this in line because it was all connected and it was on its own line, which again, I
Yes.
hated. Anyways, no one in this show is likable. Agree or disagree?
Disagree. We've already said this. Floyd is likable.
Yeah, well, besides Floyd, though. I
There's not one person. You know what? I really liked the female detective, or was she a
Oh
cop?
my God, I hated her.
Oh, I loved her. She was so pretty. She had a beautiful smile.
Oh, she was beautiful.
Yeah, but I liked her because she's working. I don't know if it was intentional to have an African American and a female be a subordinate to a white
Old.
older man,
Oh, 1,000%.
but the way she handled him was really well done because at the end he ends up apologizing
Yeah.
for not trusting her enough.
Yeah. Yeah, because in the beginning, he's like, "No, this is all about me. It's cut and dry."
Yep.
And she, from the instant, was like, "No, a little bit
Yeah.
more."
It seemed cut and dry. That's why he said, "Oh, we already figured it out."
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But nope, you didn't know anything about this fucking
None of us
thing. So
did.
let's talk about that. What was the most interesting or surprising moment for you?
Let me look at my notes because I believe I was like, there's too many. So I put the reveals were so constant. It was shocking and amazing at the same time. For example, they show scenes where Clark and Carol start an affair. And I believe that episode started with Clark and Floyd working out. Floyd knows sign language and was teaching it to Clark. And in the gym, says to Clark, "I know about you and my wife." That's all. So immediately I'm like, "Oh, no." And so now I even said to my husband, "Oh my gosh, he knows about the affair and he's gonna watch him from the closet."
Yeah.
Then you find out all 3 of them knew, and they
Yeah.
were all okay with it.
Yeah, they had a little throuple happening.
Yeah, they were fine with it. Well, they had but only 1 girl, 1 guy at a time. It
Yeah.
wasn't all 3 of them. But the point is that you're just shocked that that happened. Well, maybe you weren't, but I was. Because the way that it was framed, you just don't expect it, and that's what I mean about these little moments that happen. You learn that she tells Clark that she also goes to the same Jamba Juice as him. He tells her some weird green drink that he likes.
The go-getter,
Oh,
baby.
the go-getter
Yep.
pick me up in the afternoon, and she says, "Oh, that's my favorite drink." And then as the detectives are doing everything, they realize she never gets the go-getter.
Yeah.
She's the watermelon
Breeze.
breeze. So when they show a picture of her at Jamba Juice, the girls are like, "Oh, that's watermelon breeze."
Yeah.
And so things start to unravel in that way.
Yeah, she
Again,
ordered, like, what, 8?
yeah, she just sat there and kept ordering and
Yep,
ordering and
waiting
ordering,
for
waiting for
Clark.
Clark. But the way that you first see all these situations, they flow so well, and then when they go back, you see all the things behind, like her having to get 8 drinks,
Yeah.
sitting there hoping he'd show up, and then when he does, acting like she just got there.
Yeah.
So I thought there was a whole bunch of really great reveal moments that if they didn't show them to you, if you just watched it regular, no flashbacks, got to the end, find out what happened, maybe you'd sit there and think back. Um,
I think it would, yeah.
like
It would have been so
it would have left
it
you,
would have been so good.
yeah, it would have left you kind of wondering about everything. So, but yeah, so obviously you don't like that they did it like that.
No, I do not, but I put Carol for sure. Even though I hated Carol, she was the most interesting part of this entire plot for me.
She did stand out. Yeah,
Yeah, she
I agree.
absolutely stood out. So, yeah, just everything about her and her coming at the end and the realization of everything, that was my most shocking moment.
I also want to say that during the police interviews and stuff, especially with Clark, they go into obviously Floyd is dead, so they have to look into everything. And he
Yeah.
was on the DTF app, and they learned that he went out with 2 people.
Yep.
So for probably the first half of the show, they give you the impression that Floyd is homosexual. So
Yeah.
they lead you to believe that. And also, he was found with a Playgirl magazine open of a naked guy posing in a variety of ways as Indiana Jones. So everyone's thinking, okay, he came here to have some privacy or he was meeting a guy. And Clark is so upset by this
Yeah.
and wanting to fix their opinion. That's the one thing he cares about the most is their opinion of Floyd. So, since Clark doesn't want them to think that he's homosexual, they realize that the picture is Floyd when he was younger
Yep.
and he had posed for Playgirl. And I think the reason why he carries that around or has it around is that's what he used to be. And
Mhm.
now he's not. And so it's a big deal to him. And then also on the DTF app, he connects with the first person who's
Modern Love.
Modern Love, and he meets up with him. It's a guy. They eat, and then the guy's like, "Is it okay if I kiss you?" And so they do. And so now I'm thinking, yeah, he's gay. So maybe that's what this is about. He's embarrassed that he's gay. I don't know. And it turns out he thought it was a woman
Yeah.
in the picture.
I knew
Me
instantly it was David Bowie. I'm like, "What the fuck is this dude showing
Yeah,
a picture of David Bowie and then thinking it's a woman?"
that
Floyd, educate yourself.
that was a little harder to believe, but when he finds out it's a man, because he's such a kind person, he doesn't wanna hurt the guy's feelings,
Yeah.
so he says, "Okay, just one little kiss," and kisses the guy, and is kinda left confused.
Yeah.
Not confused, but just shocked that he did it. So then Clark, feeling so bad for him, makes himself an account, and this is where it leads to the murkiness of where they think Clark had something to do with it because he names himself
Tiger,
Tiger
tiger.
Tiger. Clearly a man.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
doesn't
He
pretend
he
he's not
doesn't.
a
Yep.
woman,
Doesn't.
but at this point when this happens, Floyd is so down, and so depressed, and you see him consistently checking and no matches on this app. So finally, he gets this match and he says, "I'm gonna go meet up with this person." So much happens that Clark has to admit it was a lie. It was me the whole time, but let's still meet up at the pool.
Yeah.
And when they meet up at the pool, they have this bonding moment that a lot of men wouldn't be able to have, in my opinion,
Oh, for sure.
where you still are watching it thinking, do they have a crush? Like, what's
Yeah.
the situation? But it's just weird because we're not used to seeing that. If it was women, we wouldn't think twice. But the love and care that they have for each other, and Clark, all he wants is Floyd to feel good.
Yeah.
And so they like start taking their clothes off, like talking about their body parts, like
Like what they don't
legs,
like.
arms, yeah, what
Yeah.
they don't
Their
like.
insecurities.
Yeah, and then they're dancing, and I think that also shows how secure they were with each other and how close they were to each other, and they're happy.
Yeah.
There was nothing traumatic. What we will never know is would the ending have changed no matter like, either way, right? Because he could have been happy and then still been left there, and we don't know what would have happened, right? I thought that reveal was pretty crazy.
See, no, there wasn't, none of the reveals were good to me. I didn't like any of them except for Carol.
Damn.
I thought Carol was the best. So, what do you think the show is saying about relationships?
I
Because in the end, to me, and that's why I feel the way I feel about this show, is it wasn't even necessarily about the relationships between the wives, right? Like
Mhm,
the affair. It wasn't about that. It was part of it, but really it was about the relationship of men
mhm.
and their friendships and how close they can get.
I agree with that. I think it also shows that you could feel such loneliness in your own relationship that you develop, and I'm not saying this is right when it comes to, you know, how people have work wives
Oh
and
yeah.
that stuff. I can see where things like that happen when you are so isolated in your relationships at home. Nobody went above and beyond for Floyd like Clark did.
No one.
And
Absolutely no. I mean, Clark got him life insurance. Clark,
paid
even
for
at
his
one
the
point,
kid to go to a private school.
my yeah, that was so crazy. My favorite part between them was when he was trying to get Floyd healthier for the test I had to take for the,
Yeah.
and he like shakes off the bacon and
Yeah, yeah,
Floyd gets so emotional. He's
yeah,
like, "Wow, nobody's ever just shook off my
yep.
bacon." He's just for a little bit
No
of
one cared enough.
yeah, no one cared about enough, like, because yes, as a wife, I can see it where I've braided my husband about something like, "Oh, you're gonna eat all
Yes.
of," I was so mad because he had a whole bunch of candy wrappers and was trying to hide it from me. And so I fucking laid into him.
Mhm.
I guess there could have been a nicer way.
Well, if that was the first time ever in your life that you had seen that, maybe you would have been asking questions. But yeah, I agree. Maybe Carol's been telling him,
Yeah,
um,
I especially how we see her, which just seems like, and
she's very cut
you
and dry.
feel for, I mean, I felt for her in the end because you had to think, she's probably trying so hard. He has all these tax debts. He's got all this other debts. He wants to spend money on her and show her that he loves her. She's like, we can't do this. We want to send our son to a good school. She gets this umpire job simply because she wants to provide her son with new bedding and decoration for his
Yeah.
room.
She made enough money and
She's a
redid his whole
fucking
room.
tired, exhausted wife and mother.
I can see that 100%. I disagree it because I just think they're too different to be married, right? When
For
you look at their
sure.
personalities.
For sure.
So really both of them, somebody should have left the situation already.
Yeah.
And obviously she's the stronger one.
And you can, yeah. But
But
there are moments that they show how much she loves him.
yes, because she tells Clark
Yeah, she's straight up.
constantly
Yeah, she's,
that she loves him, that he's the sweetest man she's ever
yeah.
known. And
Not
so
that
it,
she wants to stop what they're doing, but like
mhm.
she wants to take care, which I hated that when she said that. She's like, I want to take care of him. I'm like, that's so motherly. And that's
Yeah.
when I was like, I don't think that she sees him which is what he wanted throughout this whole entire show, was to be seen as a man. She saw him as something that she needed to care for.
Yeah, I could totally see that.
And that's why he probably had that lack of confidence, which is basically what I think this show boils down to. Male loneliness,
Mhm,
male insecurity.
mhm. And the inability to talk
Yeah,
because
lack of
they
communication is what I
couldn't talk.
said. The show.
Carol and him
Yeah.
couldn't have a conversation. We don't know what happened prior to the episodes, but they couldn't sit and talk, and he couldn't say what he needed. She didn't say what she needed. She was out here fixing herself,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Listening to the
listen to
tapes,
all those.
jogging, and doing all these things.
Yep.
And he was kind of wallowing in his thing. Again, not in a way where you didn't like him, though.
Yeah.
He was supposed to get some job and instead saw somebody signing. And the reason why he wants to sign is inherent to the person that he is. He wants to help people.
Yeah.
That's what Floyd wanted. And that's how he was represented from beginning to end. And Clark's ability to love him so much, it really defined the relationship to me. The ending to me was that he left with love. He felt the most love he probably had felt in a long time
Yeah,
being with Clark
for sure.
and, dancing, talking, spending time together. Clark literally sitting next to him and confessing how much he loves him. Where, again, I thought, is Clark confused? Which I think was part of it, where they wanted Clark to feel confused about his emotions for Floyd.
I think that especially in our generation, we have this huge epidemic of men who are lonely and they just don't find it within each other
Mhm. Because
that
it's too weird
it's too weird. And so when I
for
was
them.
reading reviews and stuff of this after I had completely watched it, it was a bunch of women, which I thought was absolutely flabbergasting, who thought the show was just strange because 'cause they've never seen anything like that between men.
Oh,
And I
that's
would totally agree.
interesting.
They were like, "Oh, I wanted them to get together and la-di-da-di-da." And then I was like,
Oh.
but you have to think, this is why men probably
Mhm.
don't want to show any emotion or tell anybody if they have, like, a bro, it's gotta always be so hardcore and
Yep.
because I think they're scared, like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
they
they're
don't
gonna
feel
think I'm
safe
gay."
enough. Yep.
And you do
That's
when you're watching the show, every instant, you're like, "Oh, he kisses that dude, he must be gay. Oh,
Mhm.
he,
I
wants
think
if the guy when he wants to meet Tiger, he's like, "If the guy got a boner by seeing me, I wouldn't be against that." He wanted that
yes.
self-confidence boost. So you're like,
Yes.
"Okay, well, he's gay." He might have been fluid.
Mhm.
He might have been a little bit, curious. I think what he just wanted was to be seen.
He wanted to be seen, he wanted to feel attractive, he wanted to feel needed, loved.
Yeah.
Um, I think
And I don't
that
I don't think he cared where he got it from.
yeah, I
He
think he
wasn't
was to
out
that
there.
point.
Yeah, he wasn't out there looking for men. He was just out there looking for someone.
I think if the show had him find a woman, he would have just fallen in love with her. I don't
Oh,
think he would have done the one night,
yeah.
no names, and
No.
but I think if people watch this show, forgot about the crime or the murder or whatever is happening, and only focus on the relationship of two men and could feel comfortable with it, not two men who want to sleep together, two men who are just love each other as good friends,
Yeah.
then could you imagine what a world this would be if men were just as comfortable as women, showing that level of love for a friend? You don't really
Oh,
see that.
we would be in such
Everyone would be happier.
a healthy space,
Mhm.
in a safe
Yeah.
space. Absolutely, which we're totally lacking of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
And
that's what that show's trying to bring
yeah.
to the forefront. And I think it's supposed to make you feel a little uncomfortable. It's supposed to feel strange.
Yeah, that I couldn't think of the right word, but something about it when you watched it was a little strange. And I think it was the level of the relationship of the two men, but it wasn't obvious. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't have told you,
No.
oh, their relationship was just too much for no, it's just as it was happening, you're
Yeah.
just not used to seeing that ever.
Ever.
What about the ending reveal?
So, yeah, how did that make you feel?
Devastated. I literally cried.
I wondered if you did or not.
So the ending definitely got me. It made me emotional because I thought Floyd finally got what he wanted. He finally got the closeness. The ending was them finally reaching the point of the highest level of friendship two men can have.
Yep.
And Clark leaves, and I assume that Floyd is fine, right?
He seems like it.
He seems fine. Like, I wanna assume that he was gonna leave after in a little bit, whatever, but he was still kind of happy, feeling the happiness. And the stepson thinks that Floyd is cheating on his mom because he sees Tiger Tiger, the app, and the little message that said, "Meet at the pool at 4 a.m."
Yeah.
So he rides over there and walks up to the door, sees them dancing, Clark and Floyd, and you think he leaves. But
Yeah.
later you find out he had come back and they
Like,
only
he
look at
just
each other
waited.
through the window. He does the I love you sign in sign language. Floyd does it to the kid and then downs this drink that we didn't get into, but and he dies. That's he basically sees the boy, he feels embarrassed because he's in his underwear. He doesn't even know that the kid saw him with Clark. He just knows that the kid's seeing him in his underwear at the pool.
He was still happy, he was putting on his shirt,
He was so embarrassed.
and then yeah!
He was so embarrassed, and the way the boy looked at him, and then the boy later explained it like, "He gave me the
Rock on
rock on
sign.
sign." The kid didn't even know. If he had known, maybe it would have ended differently.
Well, and so what did you get from that point? So you just think they looked at each other, or did you understand that he, like, berated
No,
Floyd? Because that's what he says. The kid says, "I yelled at him, I called him a cheater, I called him this, this, and this."
but they
He
don't show
But they
but
don't
they
show
don't
it.
show
Yeah,
it.
that's what I'm saying. Did you catch that?
No.
Yeah, so he did berate him because it wasn't like he just saw it and he felt so embarrassed. Floyd took those insults personally
Mhm.
because, he wanted to be a
And they were
father.
developing this amazing bond.
Yeah, he wanted to be a father. It was finally happening. They were getting really close. And
Mhm.
then for the stepson to then say all this to him, I think internally he knew he could never explain it.
Right.
And yeah, so I thought it was devastating in that aspect, but, like, it didn't touch me.
Really?
No,
Oh, man. Well, I would say you don't cry as easily
I don't cry as easily, but
as most of
I
us
was I I was more furious, I guess, at Floyd at that point
that he did that.
that he did that. That was the path that he decided to choose.
I wanna say that he might have felt there was just no winning. There's no
Well,
winning.
because he was incredibly depressed and at that point, and, especially for men, they don't take their mental health serious.
Yeah.
So, like, the son was seeing a therapist,
Yep.
but he wasn't seeing a therapist.
Correct.
And, like, he definitely
Needed.
needed it because even though he's happy and upbeat and go lucky, you can still feel that way. You can
Yes.
still feel terrible and you can still need help.
And just that joy he felt from finally starting to develop the relationship with this kid who in the beginning of the series just does not care, doesn't listen, doesn't respect him.
Yeah.
And somehow they bond and they start talking and because Floyd tries different ways with him. So
Yeah.
their relationship
There was never a point
was going really well.
yeah.
And I wonder if it was to him that he let somebody else down.
Yeah.
Not not that he feels bad for himself, that he feels he let the boy down and, you know, I don't know. I did not want it to end that way. I can tell you that right now.
Yeah. That was more heartbreaking than saying he was murdered, obviously, but
Yeah.
I was still furious. So let's do a little pick a sides debate. Was Floyd the victim or was he responsible for his own situation?
What did you say?
You might be surprised, but I said he was a victim.
I think that because Carol was so strong and I get that she was probably tired and sick of
Yeah.
everything, but Floyd was also very easily bullied and think that someone is in control of that, but look at all these kids who get bullied that kill themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
And online bullying, school bullying, all of
Exactly.
it. So I agree. He definitely was a victim, whether of his circumstance or his mental
Yep.
inability to help himself. I really, really liked Floyd as a character.
Yeah. What about Carol? Was she justified in her actions or was she just selfish?
It's hard to separate because they portrayed her as very selfish. I don't understand why she had to chase Clark so hard. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, there's some things that don't make sense to me in the grand scheme of things. Oh, she loves Floyd so much, and he's the sweetest, and he's this, and he's that. She's sick of the things he does. She has to go be a umpire. She hates that he's doing sign language instead
Yep.
of getting a job that would have paid them more money. But why is she not thinking about the effort he's making with a kid that's not his? How they're bonding together, how he does everything he can for her, how for him, giving her gifts is his way of loving her,
Yep.
whereas her way is roof over our heads, support us, completely realistic.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the way that she is so cold and distanced. She was done. I don't understand what she was still doing there.
Yeah. And I think that's also another point of the show. Like people will just stay in marriages that they aren't happy
Yeah,
and they can tear one half down without ever changing anything instead of leaving or
right.
instead of communicating,
Because what's her
instead of trying to
reasoning?
yeah,
He wasn't contributing. He was actually bringing them down from all his debt.
yeah,
So
yep,
there's no it's not it she can't even say she stayed with him for money.
nope,
It wasn't for their relationship.
nope.
What was it?
Like she was constantly teeter-tottering on, I love him so much. Oh my God, he's just this tard of
Mhm.
fat who's just
Yeah.
got all this debt.
And then, chasing after Clark, and I think they just did such a good job of making her the villain for the whole
Yes.
series practically, that
Yeah.
it's very hard not to feel things about her.
Yeah, for sure. Would you say that this show would have worked better as a comedy or was 'cause when you I don't know if you noticed, but when you looked at it, it says it's a comedy drama.
I did see that. I think when I do my review, I actually just put drama because I thought, "How's this a comedy?"
Yeah. Do you think it would have worked better as a comedy or do you think it was more serious?
It was 100% serious.
Yeah. I absolutely I could not believe it was a comedy because that's what I put it on for. I was like, "Oh, a drama comedy? Sure,
Yeah.
why not?"
I'm not sure where that even happened. Yeah, there was maybe some funny, silly moments, but nothing. I mean, like, when they're dancing and stuff, I had a
Yeah,
smile on my face when they were, like, in
but it wasn't
but
funny.
I wasn't it wasn't a comedy.
No, not even slightly. I think they need to take that off.
100%.
So do you think the show is about loneliness or about bad choices?
Oh, loneliness.
Yeah. I put bad choices.
Really?
Yeah.
I think loneliness can lead to bad choices.
And I think bad choices can lead to loneliness.
Ugh, so true.
So it
2
could
different
yeah,
takes.
two different takes, but I think it can be in
Mhm.
the same
Yeah,
concept.
they go together.
They do go together, but you could make better choices to eliminate that loneliness.
That's true.
And they tried. Clark, I think, tried his hardest.
Mhm.
Out of everybody, I would say he didn't make the bad choices. He thought they were good choices with creating the Tiger to help his friend,
Mhm.
to trying to find somebody to play Tiger
Yeah.
to help his friend.
Mhm.
He was always trying to make better choices, but they were
He
not
was
good choices
he
in the
was
end.
learning sign language just because Floyd did it.
He wanted to have like that deeper connection to him of
Mhm.
what Floyd loved because Floyd
Right.
loved it. He loved
He
signing.
really liked it, yeah.
And there was a oh my god, I thought that was so beautiful when they were doing their throuple thing at the hotel. Floyd was in the closet, and you see this kid walking, and it didn't occur to me what the fuck was going on, but all of a sudden he bursts out of the
Yeah,
closet while Clark
forgot
and
about that.
her are trying to get it on, and it turns out to be a blind kid looking for prom. Oh, that interaction between them was so beautiful, and Clark understood what he was saying.
Oh,
It was
because of the yeah.
so and
Because she
it
said, "What are they talking about?"
yeah, and he was just admiring Floyd
Yeah, 100%.
so much in that moment.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
their
miss
friendship
Floyd.
was just so beautiful that I wish the show had been focused
On that?
on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's get into it. What did you end up rating it?
5.
2.
Damn,
I
that's so
know.
low.
Yeah.
Do not not watch it because she gave it a 2.
So let's talk a little bit about how I felt as somebody who DNF stuff.
And then watching it.
So I would have watched the first episode and the second episode, and then I would have watched the last episode. Partly because of our podcast and partly because I would have wanted to know what happens at the end.
Mhm.
And I almost wish I would have done that and then watched the episodes to see if my opinion had changed
Mhm.
at all. But since I didn't, and I watched it through, everything that I watched after that, because it's only 7 episodes, so basically I watched 3 of them. Those 4 episodes, I didn't like them, didn't need them, didn't feel anything. Nothing was so shocking and like, oh my God, because I would have all gotten it at the end. That last
But
episode pretty much gave it to you all.
so the last episode wraps stuff up because it's being done interview style, so they do have like a lot of flashback scenes,
Yeah.
and so you're seeing what actually happened in each scene instead of what the previous episodes were. They're just putting you in a scene, you take it as it is, but you don't realize till later that, oh wait, no, this is how you're supposed to watch this scene because this is how it really happened. But in my opinion, watching it through gives you, I'm not saying that everything I went, just completely shocked. I do feel like every episode did give me something because I got a little nugget of information. Granted, yes, maybe this show at the end can give you everything. And to me, I would have felt nothing for the characters. Do you know what I mean? If I watch the first episode, that's when everyone's getting introed.
Yeah.
Then you go to the end. I'm just talking about this show specifically because there's tons of shows you could watch beginning and last, and there's no emotional middle, so it doesn't
Sure.
matter. But I wouldn't have had any emotional connection, which is something that I enjoy when I watch stuff, you
Yeah.
know. So it doesn't mean that I have to have it every time, but that's what, in my opinion, you miss in just those middle sections. Maybe not story, maybe not plot, but the connection.
My favorite thing is like we were talking about this. We've come up with my slogan, which is middle. I don't know her
Yes,
because just nope. You can't convince me.
it doesn't matter to you
Cannot
because
convince me. I needed it.
I do think we watch and read things differently
Oh,
in
1000%.
our absorption of it.
Yeah.
Because
Well, yeah, for sure.
yeah, we both read quick
Yes.
and we both read randomly different things. It's not like we each only read one thing.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, we just
but
took
we
a basic
take away.
and
It's so different.
yes, exactly. Which is what makes this fun. But yeah,
It also drives me nuts.
it solidifies that what I'm going to do next time if I find a DNF, I probably won't because I've switched my shows to movies.
Oh yeah, she's no longer choosing shows
Yeah,
because she can't hang.
I cannot hang. I cannot hang. I'm so excited. The TV show that I wanted to do for June was Off Campus. Am I going to still watch it? Yes.
Hmm.
But now I'm not going to feel a single drop of pressure from you to finish this fucking thing.
Yeah,
So
and you know what? I won't watch it.
I probably will watch one episode and I'll be like, this is, I will tell you a secret. Heated Rivalries, right? I loved it. Thought it was so great. I just realized yesterday night, I didn't finish it.
Shut up.
I didn't finish it.
Did you
I didn't finish the last episode. I started it and I never went back. I had to stop it for something.
Yeah, and then you forgot.
And you know what? I won't watch it.
No!
I don't need it.
Don't tell me that. You made it to the last episode.
I don't need the last episode. If it was that good and that important, I would have remembered sooner that I needed to finish it. I never finished it.
I want to cry so bad.
So I'm not going to go back to it. It's supposed to have a second season.
Mhm.
I still won't watch that last episode. I might not even watch the second season. You know what? I might not. I can love something and just never look back. It's my type of love.
You better watch out, Nick.
I mean, honestly, every day.
I can love something and never look back.
Every day. So it's
You never know.
You never know.
You never
I
know.
might never go back.
I think I do see the part where if I like something and now stuff comes out faster than before, but for example, Young Sherlock, okay? I loved it. Whenever they release they are making a second season. Whenever they release it, 100% I'm going to watch it and I'll probably rewatch the first ones, right?
Yeah. Yes.
But then there's like The Burbs.
Oh, yeah.
I liked it. Loved it actually. I will not rewatch it. And second season, because it is renewed, whenever that comes out, may or may not.
Yeah.
So I do understand that, but just that one season, beginning to end, I have to watch it all,
Yeah.
or else my mind explodes, I think.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter how long it takes you.
Oh,
Like, you
no.
still haven't finished Stranger Things,
I still haven't
which
finished Stranger Things.
has been months now.
Yeah, I think it's been minimum a month since we watched episode we're on the last season, like on episode 4. But I did tell my husband, we're gonna sit and just binge it, which he hates to do. But to be
Same.
fair, that's me waiting on other people.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've watched 2 shows and read 3 books in like 4 to 5 days.
Yeah.
If you just leave me alone and I'm not waiting for anyone, I'll get through it.
And I can't do that. I can't. I hate it.
You are busier than me too, though.
Well, I like to be busy.
You do.
I want to do a million things at once. I can't do TV shows. So Jade's picks are now movies.
Which I'm
Annabelle
excited
picks
about.
can continue to be TV shows and or movies. I won't pressure for anything.
Yes, because I actually haven't picked like the last 3 months or something. So now I
Yeah.
gotta really think about what I'm gonna pick
Well,
because, girl,
we never know what's coming. DTF, it was a show.
a DNF.
Nope, unfortunately for you, I watched it and I rated it too.
I'm so sad. I would have rather you DNF it now. Yeah.
Your opinion doesn't count.
Yeah. We're gonna post my review. We don't want to offend anyone. But yeah, okay, so we got different things from the show. I am happy that you did watch it though. And I mean, it solidifies what you always thought. But,
If you can see her face at me right now.
and you know what? It probably will help me be less stressed about you not watching something. I think a lot of the times my frustration with Jade of not watching something is I feel like she's missing out. But I also have to understand that like I said, absorb things differently
Yeah.
and understand things differently. Like, I just want you to feel all the feels.
I'm not as an emotional human being as you are.
Well, that's a wrap on DTF St. Louis. I don't know how I feel about it. I honestly need some time.
Well, let's just stew in our own thoughts for a little bit and join us next time.
We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.